Hello, how are you guys? Welcome back to Vegas Aces Open Classroom live stream. My name is Heather Ferris, and today we are going to be teaching you how to play Pai-Gow Tiles. Now, as always, let me know that everything is working okay. Let me know you can see me. Let me know you can hear me. Say hi to me so I know everything is working. We tried doing this earlier with the dual live stream on both Twitch and YouTube, and it's still not working. One day we'll have it up and running. Oh, fantastic. Hey, Nathan, how are you? Good to see you. I'm so glad you can see me and hear me and everything's working. Hey, James, how are you? Good to see you. Are you guys excited? Are you ready to learn about Pai-Gow Tiles? Let me know. So tell me how your week's been going. How are you doing? Happy Thursday. One more day until Friday. Do you guys have anything fun planned for the weekend? And while we are waiting for people to come in here, let me just get through all of the BS that I normally have to get through. Probably shouldn't call that BS because it's my BS, but you know. Anyway, before we get started, I just want to remind you to subscribe. Remember to hit that notification bell so that way you'll always be notified of our latest videos and live streams. My next live stream is our Pai-Gow Tiles live stream tournament on Monday, October 7th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just to give you guys an update real quick on the merchandise contest, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. We displayed the winners of the contest yesterday on both Facebook and Twitter. We posted the winners and everything. So you could go and check out and see who won the contest. Now we are going to be introducing you guys to our new merchandise store. We are going to start this Friday where we are going to link to the first place contest winner item on Friday. And then I think sometime during the week, next week, I'll put it up on the website so you can actually get to it from vegas-aces.com, and then we'll post an article or something on like Facebook and Twitter saying that the new store is up, and we'll give a link. And then every single Friday after that, we are going to be I lost my train of thought. I saw something pop up on the screen, but now I don't see it, and I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, thank you. I just didn't see it, and that caught my attention. And I totally lost my train of thought about that. Anyway, oh, that's what I was saying. So on Fridays, we're going to be releasing a new design every single Friday for whatever t-shirts, mugs, whatever we're like giving, or not giving away, but whatever we're selling for that Friday. Okay, there we go. Hey, Wayne, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Very, very much. $5. Ooh, so you get a super chat perk. You get a story. What do you want to know, Wayne? Do you have any questions? Do you want to know, do you want to know any stories? Do you have any questions about anything? What do you want me to talk about that would qualify for the story time perk that you got on super chat? Let me know. As we are waiting, let me finish my normal spiel that I got to get out of the way before we get started. Super Chat and Patreon. Remember to always tip your dealer, and now you can with Super Chat, which by the way, Wayne just did that. Thank you very much, Wayne. Super Chat is a way YouTube allows you to show your appreciation by tipping me any amount you want. Go ahead, give it a try, or you can become a member of our Patreon page. Give any amount that you want. Anything helps. Pretty much any level helps. We have several different levels and rewards that you could choose from. Anything helps, even $1. So become a member today. Hey Travis, how you doing? Good to see you. Okay, so let's get started. Let's do this thing. Wayne, again, let me know what kind of story would you like to hear. And of course, Pip is going to start barking as soon as we start the live stream. She was fine all day, totally quiet all day, but now we are doing the live stream. Oh, speaking of which, this reminds me, we have another live stream today with the Wizard of Odds and his channel, The Odds Must Be Crazy. So again, The Odds Must Be Crazy, and it is with the Wizard of Odds, and we are doing that at 3 p.m. So I gotta cut this live stream just a little bit short today so that way I could set up for that. Talk about you and what you like to be doing more of. talk a little bit about me. Okay, sounds good. I really enjoy drawing. I enjoy artwork, arts, crafts, drawing, painting, you know, using different mediums, acrylic, watercolor. Pretty much I love doing any kind of artwork. Absolutely love it. I have a DeviantArt page, so if you guys know DeviantArt, check it out. I'm over there. I think you could find me on Heather Ferris. If not, it's probably QTSY. That's probably my name. So yeah, check it out. You could check out all of my drawings on there. You could check out all of my paintings on there. I do photography. You could check out like all of my nature photography. And one of the things that I am doing is, it is October, woohoo, beginning of October, which means it is the beginning of Inktober. I think that's how you say it, Inktober. And Inktober is I don't know, it's just something fun you do, like for artists, and you draw something every day, and they have like a little prompt list, so you have to meet what that prompt list is. And so far I've done 2 doodles. They're just doodles. I'm gonna do like nicer stuff later, but I did the first doodle. It was just like this really warped, like time/energy Alice in Wonderland trippy kind of doodle thing, and that was for day 1 and 2, which was for Mindless and the Ring. And then day 3 was Bait, and I put that up today. And if you guys want to see what I'm talking about, I'm putting them up on my Instagram account. So it is at Heather_Ferris_ on Instagram, and that's my personal account. That's what I enjoy putting up. That's my personal life and all that stuff. So I'm putting those up there, and yeah, every day it's going to be different. So tomorrow is, oh, that's what it was. Today was Bait, and what I did for Bait was Cthulhu was sitting in his like living room, just chilling, reading a book, one of, you know, Lovecraft's book, and he has like a mug and everything of coffee or tea. And then all of a sudden, like, this guy's fishing above him, and you see the bait come down, and the bait's like, ah, oh my god, and Cthulhu's like looking all mad and everything. So that was today's. And then tomorrow is Frozen or Freeze or something like that. So I'm working on a snowflake right now. It's gonna be like a winter scene. Okay, so I went a little bit long on that, but that's just a little bit more about me. So check it out. If you want a link to that, go to vegas-aces.com. In the About Us section, we each have a bio, and then we have links in our bio, and my DeviantArt link is in there. You could check everything. Excuse me, you could check everything out there. Oh, Lovecraft is the best. I love Lovecraft. Lovecraft is so awesome. Love Lovecraft. Didn't mean to do that, but that was still pretty cool. Hey Andrew, how you doing? Good to see you. How is everything? It was so nice to see you on. Cool. Okay, so we got all of that going. Hey Chase, how are you? Good to see you. So let us continue. Let's get this party started. Let me know if you have any questions. Today we are learning about Pai-Gow tiles. Let's see. Wayne, let me know if you had any more questions or if you think of any more stories or anything that you want me to share. And Andrew, good luck with everything. I hope everything is going to work out, and let me know if you have any questions. Just email me. If you guys don't know my email out there, it's heather@vegas-aces.com. That's probably like the best way to get a hold of me. So Andrew, email me if you have any questions or anything about like the Las Vegas area. Born and raised here, so I can help you out. Okay, so let us do this thing. Pai-Gow tiles. Now, Pai-Gow tiles is a lot of fun, and this is the original game that Pai-Gow Poker. This is the game that Pai-Gow Poker originated from. So this is what Pai-Gow Poker is based off of. Now, if you're going to come in and try to learn Pai-Gow tiles, I highly recommend that you know the game Pai-Gow Poker first. Because if you get in here and you know Pai-Gow Poker, then this is going to be a lot easier for you. If you come in here and you don't know Pai-Gow Poker, this is going to be a lot more difficult for you. Just because it's like, wait, what? Banker player? Like, what are you talking about? Why are you doing this? So if you understand Pai-Gow Poker, you'll understand Pai-Gow tiles a lot easier. If you guys want to learn Pai-Gow Poker, I have videos on it. I have how to play videos, how to deal videos. You can find that on my website, vegas-aces.com. Go to the articles section under Pai-Gow, and you can find everything there. And when you know Pai-Gow Poker, again, super easy. Now, let's assume, for example, all of you guys out there already know Pai-Gow Poker, and we're going to take it from there. So if you know Pai-Gow Poker and you're coming in here and you're coming in to learn Pai-Gow Tiles, the first thing you want to do is you want to learn the rankings. And the rankings are going to make it a lot easier for you when you're trying to set up your hand. And those are the two main things that we need to focus on, is the rankings and setting up your hand. If you could do the rankings, if you could set up the hand and know who wins and who loses, and you already know Pai-Gow Poker, then you're pretty much good to go. So let's take a look at the rankings. Also too, real quick, I just wanted to recommend a couple books to you. If you are trying to learn this and you want to read more on this, there's a few books out there that are just really fantastic, and I want to show them to you. The first one is Pai-Gow, Chinese Dominoes, and that is by Michael Masanti. I always butcher everybody's names. That's why I like reading fantasy books, because when I read fantasy books, I'm not butchering anybody's name, because everybody's name is crazy to begin with anyway, and nobody can pronounce them. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here so you could see it. There you go. That's what the book looks like. And this is a really, really good book to read when you're trying to learn Pai-Gow Tiles. Another one is How to Play Pai-Gow, and this is by... Who is this by? I do not know who this is by. Oh, there it is. Dr. George Allen, it looks like. Okay, yeah, Dr. Allen. So this is by Dr. Allen. And this is a good book too. And also the cool thing about this book is on the back, it has a picture of the Pai-Gow tiles, and you could cut those out and like use them to practice with, which by the way, I do plan on putting something like that up on my website. I will have that up there. We'll have like a PDF that you could print out, and then you could just cut them up and use them to practice with. So that is something I'm going to do shortly. So that's the second one. And then the third one, this is really good, especially if you want to deal the game, because this has everything. Not only how to play the game, not only how to deal the game, but it also has game security and table protection in here. So this is like a really fantastic book. And this is Pai-Gow Without Tears by Bill Zender. So that's what the book looks like right here. Pai-Gow Without Tears by Bill Zender. Hope you guys can see that okay. I know my webcam isn't the best. Chase, unrelated to Pai-Gow, but when is Mike doing his live show? I had a video poker question and I wanted to ask him, but I never make his live show. Well, Chase, you are perfect timing, because Mike is having his live stream right after this live stream. So we are going to be cutting this live stream a little short at around like 2:45, maybe 2:50, somewhere around there. I'm going to shoot for 2:45, and that should give me enough time to set up. And then Mike will be here at 3 p.m. and we're going to be doing a live stream today at 3 p.m. So in 45 minutes, and that is at The Odds Must Be Crazy. So YouTube channel, The Odds Must Be Crazy. Hey Intergalactic Press, how are you? I'm good, thanks. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a good day today. Wayne, can we buy them on your webpage? So if you want to buy Pai-Gow tiles, just go ahead and click the description in the below. It should already be up there. You should have a link to Amazon and 3 links to Pai-Gow tiles. So if you want to buy Pai-Gow tiles, if you want to practice at home, then go ahead, hit the description below. You'll see the Amazon links, and then you'll see 3 links to Pai-Gow tiles, so you can order them on Amazon. And I try to get like the good price. I didn't want anything too expensive, so it's like pretty decent prices and everything. Hey Dane, how are you? Good to see you. Trying to enjoy my coffee break despite the dark clouds out in the sky. Ooh, Well, it is October. It's starting to be fall/winter. No, summer, come back. I don't want you to leave. Okay, cool. Hey, who cares? How are you? Ayo, 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 Ayo. Okay, so let us do this thing. Now, I hope you guys can see this okay. I have this set up to what the rankings are, so that way we could talk about each of them. Now, when you're at home, let's say, for example, you're using those paper tiles or you bought some tiles from Amazon and you want to practice. The first thing that I want you to do when you're practicing at home is I want you to set them up in the rankings. Now, these rankings are pretty important because this determines who wins and who loses, especially if two hands have the same cards. And these tiles are known as cards. So these are like technically our cards. So the first one is this one right here. Now I want to make sure that you can see it. So I'm going to put it up. I hope you guys can see that okay. Let me know. Now that one is Gi-jun. And I'm sure I'm totally butchering that name like I butcher everything else in here. But Gi-jun is the supreme. This is like God. So with these rankings comes a mythology. And I'm going to tell you the mythology because that makes remembering the rankings a lot easier. So Gi-jun is God. And this is the highest pair or highest coupling that you can get. And these are the highest only when they're together. Now, when these two tiles are separated, they're the lowest of all of the tiles. But they're jokers, they're wild cards. And these two tiles could be either 3 or 6. So if you see these tiles, and again, I'll show them to you. If you see these tiles could be either 3 or 6 because they're wild. And that's when you only have one. Oh, I only have one. It's the lowest ranking, but it's a joker. I could do either 3 or 6. So that's Gi-jun. Wow, lots of people. Okay, just a second. Hey Charles, how are you? Good to see you. At work, peeking in. My question is, why do I have to give money to the dealer when I'm the banker? How does that work? Fantastic question. Again, player banker, it's exactly like player banker in Pai-Gow Poker. And that's one of the things that I recommend you doing is if you don't know Pai-Gow Tiles, learn Pai-Gow Poker first. So that way Pai-Gow Tiles is a lot easier. Now, Pai-Gow Poker, Pai-Gow Tiles, when you're doing the player banker is basically the banker. They're taking on the casino's job. So if anyone wins or loses, that person is responsible for that money. So if everyone wins and they're all playing $100 a hand, that player has to cover each of those winners at $100 a hand. Now, if all of those players lose $100 a hand, then that player could win 600, 500, something like that in that one hand. The only thing that the casino does when the player is banking is they take the commission. So I hope that answers your question. And again, check out my Pai-Gow videos, Pai-Gow Poker videos. I especially have one video on banking. So hopefully that will answer all of your questions on being the player banker. Hey Larry, how are you? Good to see you. Nice of you to stop by. Flag Dude. Hey Flag Dude. Let's see. Am I the only one that did a ghetto set using 2 double 6 domino games? Oh, that's fantastic. Flag Dude, if you check out the link in the description below, I have a link to Amazon where you can buy Pai-Gow Tiles for a pretty decent price. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I believe they were under like $20. I think they were around 10 or 15. Don't quote me on that because I'm going off of memory, so we all know how reliable that is. But it was something like that. Or I will be putting up a PDF on the website later on where you could print it out and you could cut it up and you could practice with that. So that way if you don't have any money, you still have some options available to you. So I will do that. Cool. The picture quality just now got clear enough to see the pips on the tiles. Oh goodness. I know, I need new webcams. My apologies on my webcams. I know they're not the best. Yeah, and it's also too a little bit dark in here, so it doesn't help that we're doing black tiles on a very dark green layout. That doesn't help at all. So I'm glad you guys are doing well. Let me know if you have any more questions and we will get to it. Let us continue. Now, I just want to make sure that I tell you guys everything all correctly. So I am just going to have this open so that way I could be sure that I'm telling you guys everything correctly. There we go. Okay. So next is this one. And this is teen. So the two highest ones after Gi-jun is teen and day. This is teen, this is day. Teen is the one with the stars. And you could see this right here. Okay, there you go. And in the mythology, you have God, which is the supreme. This is him right here. And he created the heavens and the earth. So far, pretty easy to remember, right? So the first thing God created was the stars, or the heavens. And that is what teen is right here. And you can see that with all of the dots on teen, that represents the stars. Next, God created the earth, or day. And this one is day, right here. And that is what day looks like. You want to make sure you remember what teen and day looks like, because you're going to be looking for these when you're setting your hand. And so God created the heavens, and then he created earth. So after God created the heavens and the earth, he created man. And man is Yun, I think. Yun? Yeah, Yun. Y-U-N, Yun. And I'm sure I'm totally butchering these Chinese names. But this is basically man. And you can see that it's man because it looks like a man. You have the head, you have the body. Ah! So God created man, and that's what that is. So that's the next ranking. After God created man, man needed something to eat. He was hungry. So God created a goose for him to eat. And that's what these tiles are right here. And you could see that this is a goose because this is the red dot would be the head of the goose. And then the white dots right here, those are like the wings of the goose. So you know that that's the goose. So that's the fourth ranking. After he created the goose, he created the flowers. And the flowers are Mui, I think. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So the goose is Gore. So this, and in Cantonese basically, because you have Mandarin and you have Cantonese, so I'm sort of telling you like the Cantonese version of it. And this is Gore. And next is the flowers, and the flowers are Mui. Yep, Mui, M-O-O-Y. And you could tell that they're flowers because they have the little, what do you call it? Oh, I forgot the name of it. But the little thing in the center, and then it has the petals on the outside. And that's what you can see right there. So that's the flower. Now, another way to look at this is these are sort of the precursors for craps. Okay, when you're looking at dice, you're looking at craps. These are sort of the precursors for that. And if you look at this right here, you could see a hard 10. So 2 5s, a hard 10. This would be like a hard 10. So that's like another way to remember it. Oh, and by the way, so Cantonese has one version and the Mandarin have another version. So the Mandarin version, these might represent something different than the Cantonese version, and we're doing the Cantonese version today. If I didn't already like totally, confuse you, let me know. Okay, let's see if you guys are saying anything. Okay, nothing yet. So after God created the flowers, man was chilly and he needed some clothes to put on. So God created the robes. And these are the robes right here. So that's next on the list. And the robes are called Chong. So this is known as Chong. After that, the man needed something to sit down on. He was standing a lot, he was tired, he, wanted to sit down. So God created a bench for him, and this is the bench. And you could tell that this is the bench because this right here is the actual bench, and you could see the 2 nails on either side. So that would indicate that this is the bench. After that, he needed some warmth, so he had to chop up some firewood, and he needed an axe to chop up the firewood. So he asked God to create him an axe, and this right here is the axe. And you can see that this is the base of the axe, or the handle of the axe, and this is the axe itself. Oh, by the way, let me tell you the names, the Chinese names. So the bench Chinese name is Bon, B-O-N, and the axe, this would be Fu. So that's Fu. So yeah, there's no way I'm remembering all of the Chinese names. Okay, so after he did the axe, now he's warm, now he's happy, and he ended up finding a chick, and they ended up getting it on because, you know, there's nothing better to do. Brand new world, they don't have the internet yet. So then they started having children. And the next one is the big redhead, which is this one right here. That's like the first child. And the name in that is, the redhead is Ping. So this is Ping. Next child that they created, because again, no internet or TV or movies or anything else, really anything to do. That's what he should have asked God. Well, I don't know. I mean, this is still, okay, I'm getting off a rant. Anyway, so next kid is Long Legs. This one right here. And you can see the head right here and the long legs right here. Now this one is sort of my favorite Cantonese name, and I'll remember this one. I don't have to look this one up. Can you believe this? Okay, the Cantonese name for this one is Tit. Yes, Tit. This is the name. So long legs and tits. So that's an easy way to remember, long legs and tit. Seriously, that's the name of it. Next up is Look. So this one is also a child, the big six. This is like the youngest child, and it's also known as Look. So again, one head, body. So he had children, and these are all known as the civilian tiles. Now we're going to go into the military tiles, and the military tiles are all of the non-matching pairs. So when you put any of the tiles that we talked about earlier, they're all matching pairs. So these are a pair. When we are talking about, oh, we're looking for a pair, this is what we're talking about. We're looking for a pair like this, and this is what it creates. So this is the pair. Now these are the unmatching pairs. So we have the 9, the 8, the 7, and the 5. 9, 8, 7, 5. This one is the 9. Go ahead, take a look, see. This would be considered a pair. And also too, in Pai-Gow tiles, a pair is called a bow. So if you have a pair, you would say bow instead of pair. But same thing, it's a pair. This one's a pair of 7s. And this one is a pair of 5s. And let's double check on the Chinese name on those. So the mixed 9s are the chop Gao. Mixed 8s are the chop Bot. Mixed 7s are chop Chit, yes. And mixed 5s are the chop NG. And I don't know how to pronounce the NG part of it. Okay. And those are the rankings. So let me know if you have any questions on the rankings. And if you do, I'll answer them. If you don't, we will move on to the next part of this lesson. So there's a Chong. Which one's Chi? That's great. I love that flag, dude. I don't see the chat on the video. Oh no, there's no chat on the video. Ah, I could change that really fast. I will be right back. You guys will see the chat here in 1 second. I don't know. Maybe you'll see the chat. We'll see if it works. Okay, you guys should be able to see the chat now. Let me know if you could see the chat okay. I could see the chat. Hopefully you could see the chat. My apologies about that. I totally did not realize that that was like that. Hey Jimmy, how are you? Good to see you. And by the way, thank you to Weens for notifying me about the chat. Much appreciated. So Jimmy, Pai-Gow Tiles is definitely one of those games that kind of overwhelmed me at first, but as I was learning it, I realized how much I really liked it, and it reminds me back when I was learning crafts. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, it's actually pretty fun to learn. Like I said, much easier to learn if you know Pai-Gow Poker than if you don't. Oh, that's cool. So NG is just as it's said normally, like a sing. So like Okay, cool. I could do that. It means 5 in Cantonese. Fantastic. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that. Cool. Yeah, the best games always seem to be the toughest. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm glad you guys are doing good. I'm glad you guys can see the chat now. Let us continue with this. Hopefully there was not too much in the chat that was missed. I think YouTube allows you to see the chat repeat, so I don't have to have it on there. I hope. I don't normally watch my live streams after this. Okay, so let's continue. So we went over all the rankings. We know the rankings. We know what pairs are. We know what we're looking for. Now it's time to do setting a hand. So when a dealer is shuffling the cards, because again, remember that these tiles are cards, they're washing the deck. And if you go back to my blackjack videos where I talk about washing the deck, and yes, it's actually really a thing, this is where it sort of originated from. So this is washing the deck. And you have to be careful about washing the deck because you don't want any cards to flip up or anything like that. Also, you have to make sure that you take your hands, when you're, as the dealer, washing the deck, you have to take your hands off of the tiles when you're washing them. You can't always leave your hands on the tiles. You have to pick your hands up and move them around and everything. And that's just to make sure that you, as the dealer, don't know where what tile is in what hand, kind of a thing. So just a little game security and table protection if you're dealing this game. Just something to keep in mind. Okay, and then we're going to stack it up to 8. I think that's 8. Oh, almost. There we go. And then the delivery just depends on several different factors. There are several different deliveries that you could do. My favorite, is head of dragon, tail of dragon. I think that's what it is. I have to look them up again. Those books that I told you at the very beginning of this video, they'll have all of the deliveries in there, especially the Pai-Gow Without Tears. They'll have all of the deliveries on there, and then you can practice at home the different deliveries that there are. Okay. Okay, cool. Awesome. So now let's go over and set up a few hands. Now, when you're taking these, there's a way that you flip them over that's actually really nice and graceful. So when you pick them up with your thumb right here, middle finger right here. You're using your pinky finger, or not your pinky finger, you're using your ring finger to catch the bottom of the tiles, and you flip them up in that way. And it just makes it look really nice when you are flipping the tiles. Something a friend taught me. So, okay, let's see what we got here. Now, when we're looking at these 4 tiles and we're trying to figure out how to set up the hand, there's 4 things that we're always going to say to ourselves to basically set up our hand the best way that we can. So the first thing that we do is we look for a pair. And remember when I had all of the rankings up here and we were looking at all of that? That's the first thing that we look for. We look to see if we have a pair. Now let's see here. Doesn't look like we have a pair, but also too, when you're looking for a pair, you're not just looking for the tiles that match. Remember, you do have those unmatching tiles, the 5, the 7, the 8, and the 9. So you want to look for that as well. And you have to get used to looking at the tiles. This is going to take you some time. You're not going to be able to look at these tiles and know instantly, what each tile is. You're going to be sitting there and you're going to be counting the dots for a while until, just like with cards, you could just look at it and you know exactly how much that is. Now, if it helps you guys, you could set it up from highest to lowest, and then that should help you when trying to figure out how to set up these hands. So let's do that real quick. Quick. Quack. I feel like I should have a little duck right here. Quack. Okay. So this one is 10, that's 8, that's 4, and that's 4. But these are two different 4s. So there's no unmatching 4s. You have unmatching 5s, but no unmatching 4s. So these are two different 4s that don't match. So we look this over and there's no pair. So the next thing we are going to look for is we are going to look for a teen and a day. And if we have a teen or day, we are going to try to match that with a 7, 8, or 9. So we're looking at this, there's no teen, there's no day. So we can't do that option. So we're going to go to the next option. And is there 2 low cards that equal 7, 8, or 9? Well, let's see here. We got 4 right here and 4 right here. That's 8. So we got an 8 right here. And then this is a 10 and an 8. So we have an 8, 8. So that's pretty good, an 8, 8, right? So now we're going to look and we're going to see, okay, we have 2 8s, which is the higher 8 and which is the lower 8. And this is where the rankings come into play. So we're going to look at the rankings, and we have Gore right here, and Gore looks like that is our highest ranking. So this 8 is higher than this 8. So we're going to put them together, and this hand, it's 8, 8. Oh, and when you're saying that, 8, 8, normally what you do is you always say the lowest number first and the highest number second. So if it's 5, 6, you say 5, 6. If it's 9 and a 4, you would say 4, 9. So you always say the lowest one first and the highest one second. Jimmy, what does houseway look like for this game? Pai-Gow Poker's houseway is predictable, in my opinion. So I do wonder what you're to do in this case of this game. Seems like there's more options and possibilities. Now, when you're dealing this game, normally what happens is you're given a packet of what the house way is, and you have to memorize that, and then you play per house way. That's how it's done on Pai-Gow Poker. On Pai-Gow Tiles, it might be a little more lenient because you're trying to balance your hand. So there's several different things that you have to think about. That's actually a great question for Jay. So when we do the tournaments, if you could come back and ask that question. Yeah, come back, Jimmy, and ask that question for Jay. He'll be able to tell you more in detail, and that'll be on Monday. But that's my answer for that question. Hey, Alan, how are you? Good to see you. James, since this game is hard to learn, how many casino employees know all the rules? Dealer, obviously, but I guess the floor does as well, and the eye in the sky. That's a great question. So there aren't too many casinos that have Pai-Gow tiles. Only a handful, especially here in Las Vegas. I could think of like 5 off the top of my head. So not too many. And yes, the dealer has to know the game. The floorman has to know the game. The shift manager, the casino manager should know the game. And the eye in the sky does need to know the game. And I sort of feel bad for the people who do surveillance and the eye in the sky, because they don't have any knowledge of any of the departments that they do, and they have to watch everything. And in order to do their job correctly, they have to learn so much. So I feel sort of bad for the people who have to watch this and know what they're doing. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. They actually do have to do that. And that for Vegas Aces, that's some of our students. We don't just have students that want to be dealers. We have students that want to be surveillance, and they need to learn this game. And my website helps them as well as dealers and players. So that's a great question. Okay, so we got all the questions answered. It is 2:41. Let's do one more. You'll guys get the basic gist of this, and then we'll call it a day. I need to quit early today. Again, Mike Shackelford will be here at 3 p.m. and we're going to be doing a live stream on his channel. The odds must be crazy. So please come back at 3 p.m. and check us out there. So let's do one more, answer your questions, and then that should give us that should be about the right time. So again, flip over your tiles. You are looking for a pair, no pair. you are looking for a teen or a day. We have a day right here. When you have a teen or a day, you're looking for a 7, 8, or 9. So we have a 7, a 6, and a 7. So we have 2 7s right here. So we'll pick the smallest 7, which is this one right here. And then that gives us a high 9. And then we put these two together. So we have a 6 and a 7. That's a 3. Ouch. That's not really that great. So that's a 3, high 9. So that's like a push hand. Now, real quick before we get going, because I want you guys to make sure you understand this. When you're looking at your cards and you're trying to set up your hand, you're looking for 4 things. First thing you're looking for is a pair. Do you have a pair? Do you have an unmatching pair? Do you have anything like that in your hand? The next thing that you do is you look for a teen or a day. And if you have a teen or a day, you look for a 7, 8, or 9. You always match the teen or a day with the smallest number. So if you have a 7 and a 9, you don't automatically put it to a 9. You would put it with the 7. And that helps you balance out your hand. Because again, you want a balance between 2 hands, the high hand and the low hand. So you would put it with the bottom one or the lowest one. So if you have a 7 or 9, you would put the teen or the day with the 7 and then put the 9 with the other part of it, with the other part of the hand. Next up, if you don't have either of those, is you look for 2 small cards that equal a 7, 8, or 9. And then if you don't have that, because we didn't talk about that, what you would do is you would set up your cards high-low. So for example, let's say we have a 7. Let's see, we have a teen or a day, a 7, well, that's a 2. So 7, 6, 4, and 2. 7, 6, well, that's not really a good one to do. Let's do 8. Okay, so we have an 8, 7, 6, and a 4. Okay, so that's a good example. So you would set it up highest to lowest, like so, and then you would do high-low. And high-low is you take the highest hand, the lowest hand, and you put them together. And that's how you set it up. So you would look at it, and again, the lowest one you would say first, the highest one you would say second. The lowest would be going sideways, the highest would be on the top. So let me know if you have any questions real quick. We are going to end this live stream here pretty soon because I got to set up for the live stream for Mike Shackelford. Hope you guys join that. Hope you guys join us on that live stream at 3 p.m. in 15 minutes. Let's see what you guys are saying real quick before we get going. Flag Dude, in the East, Mohegan Sun, as it... They are very rude if you aren't Asian. I think Foxwoods, Punt Downs, and maybe some in Canada. I think it just depends on the casino. There's just some rude people out there, and it really just depends on the person. Yeah. Okay. What is the difference between Pai-Gow Poker and Pai-Gow Tiles? Pai-Gow Tiles uses these domino-like tiles to play the game, while Pai-Gow Poker uses cards. Pai-Gow Poker is sort of Americanized version of Pai-Gow Tiles, only it is used with cards and actual poker rankings. Yeah, usually the minimums are pretty high. Okay, you guys, just a quick reminder, Vegas Aces is supported by viewers like you. Donations do make it possible for us to bring you these videos for free. If you think that this video was worth more than $0, please click the link in the description below and donate the amount that you feel it was worth. My next live stream is, let's see, my next live stream is Monday, October 7th at 7 p.m. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Join us again next time for our Pai-Gow Tiles tournament live stream on Monday. Until then, this is Heather Ferris with Vegas Aces, reminding you that education can change the world. Again, join me at The Odds Must Be Crazy, Mike Shackelford's website. We will be on at 3 p.m. So I hope to see you there. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good one.